It's a level of success where it's a door. It's a door. When you platinum and you getting 50,000 a show, I've been there. There's a door that you can walk in. I'm not sure if it's homo or if it's Illuminati. I just didn't take that though. I went straight.
What do you mean?
Listen. When you get to a level of success, when you getting 30, 40, 50,000 a show, you platinum, you running across the world. There's three different doors, right? There's three different ways to walk. There's to the left. There's to the right, and then there's straight. Straight is you're on your own. Let's see if you continue this success, young man.
Okay.
Let's see if it's all about your skills, young man. Let's really see that.
Okay.
When you went straight. To the right, I'm not sure if that's the homo shit right there. And then there's to the left, I'm not sure if there's some sacrifice shit going on right there. I'm not sure because I went straight. But I was offered these doors.
It's just you were offered some gay shit?
I don't, no. I'm saying that to the right when I seen it, those was those guys over there. You know what I'm saying? Those different people, which I have no problem with. You know, that's y'all. You feel me? And I just chose to go straight, and I haven't been platinum since.
You know how we do it. Cause commotion, sell albums sell, put the frequencies lower frequencies, destroy the minds of the youth. Vlad, you know how we do it, Vlad. We got the whole plan. You and I work together outside of this, Vlad. You know that, Vlad.
Okay.
We own Universal, we own Feds, we own the prison systems, we own the NBA, we own NFL, we own everything, Vlad. And it's all one big circle to distract people from the simple fact that we're destroying these niggas, all of them. No, we got them. Oh, amazing. It's just crazy to see these black kids go from being at the top of the world to nothing. Ain't it amazing how they promote everything that don't help them grow? We got them right where we want them, Vlad. Circular motion. Rap, get millions, spend it all on property. Pay us the money that we already gave them, give it right back to us. Go to our jewelry stores, give it right back to us. And then fall.
I'm a 35-year-old white man.
Harrison, born Antoine Smalls, has transracial identity, identifying as Harrison Booth, a 35-year-old white man from Colorado.
And when did you know that you were a 35-year-old white man?
Well, I've always felt different. I go to the store, the movies, and just be thinking to myself, like, why am I not getting the respect I deserve? And then it just hit me. I'm white. And 35. I just miss Colorado sometimes. You know, here I pretend the buildings are the old San Juan mountain range, but, you know, the job's just here.
And where do you work?
I'm a systems engineer for Coca-Cola.
Oh, okay.
That boy don't work. He go to school and that's it. One day he said, call me Harrison. I said, who's that? He said, me.
Do you believe that he is a white man?
I mean, he isn't. Shit, I'd love to wake up one day and say, hey, everybody, I'm Rihanna. But I ain't.
Yesterday's price is not today's price. Yesterday's price is not today's price no more. Price no more. Don't think that you got to hit me up for no shit for the low, shit for the low. Cause you know, cause my shit about to go up, this silence about to blow up. Don't you think that you gon' come up in here asking for no free stuff? I ain't stressing today, remix dropping Friday, featuring Snoop D Double G.
The other tokens remain the same. Work for Ford, buy Ford. Wink, wink. I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to mean. What? Am I supposed to be here talking about hex only? Is that what you want me to do? I only shill hex. And everything that's being built on PulseChain, on top of Hex, and all this shit. Richard said, go do it. That's what they're doing. So shut the fuck up. Fucking tired of you guys fucking crying all the goddamn, Hex only, Hex only. Fuck, that's all I shill is Hex. But I let these guys talk. Let these guys do their thing. Let Scooter fucking fly and see what he does. If he crashes the side of a fucking mountain, what, right on. But if not, and he does something good, you look like a dumb fuck. But the shit you say, nobody cares about at that point. The shit you fucking try to trip all these people up with doesn't matter at that point. All that shit goes away. But right now it's relevant because you guys want to fucking put sticks in people's eyes. Shut the fuck up.
What kind of shit is it?
What's going on, everybody? It's your host, the Crypto Wonder. Hope you're doing well. Let's get right into it. So, this video is going to be about sort of like a response video to a message that I was tagged in on X or Twitter or whatever. And interestingly enough, the message was about one of the OGs of Hex, went on a show, but, is on his channel addressing people who pretty much believe in Richard Hart's principles, crypto principles, and it's interesting. This is a guy who, he says he's been there since the beginning and took all the hits, and I'm not disagreeing with that. Out of all the OGs, I would say, quote unquote OGs, I guess he's the most vocal or consistent. When you're looking for Hex and you type it in, more often than not, you're going to see him in his channel, because that's how I was able to, that's what I found when I started to, believe in the crypto principles that RH taught about and with Hex, because he was creating content from the beginning and still is creating content and has contributed a lot, right? So this gentleman, Captain Rg3, I've only spoken with him once. I don't know if he remembers that or not. That's not even the point. That's immaterial to me. But we had a good dialogue. It's just interesting though. Like I'm sort of like watching what he's doing, observing some of the things he's talking about now, and the way that things are going in the Hex / pulsechain ecosystem is not like what it was before, because we didn't have a layer 1 such as pulsechain, right? So things are changing and have changed. Folks' opinions, folks' ideas, folks, their thoughts and things of that nature. It's just not what it once was. It's not. Even Mr. Rg3 has changed his position and his thinking about certain things, right? What I find interesting about all of this, it's easy to say what Richard has said.
Today's stream is killing me. Stop reading the chat and just tell us some cool updates. I have an idea, Robin Nabber. Suck my balls. How does that sound, buddy? Suck them. Get them furries right in your mouth, you little piece of crap. I don't work for you, bitch. You're welcome. If you don't like my stream, change the channel. Go watch something cooler. Jerk off. In anything that I'm involved with, you must have no expectation of profit from the work of others. This is not a security. You're not buying my time. You're not, none of it. Nothing. None of that. If you want Hex to be better, go make it better. If you want Pulse to be better, go make it better. If you want the code to be better, go make it better. It's on GitHub, GitLab, gitlab.com/pulsechaincom. You ain't gonna get no expectations of profit from the work of others from me. Never. Never, ever, 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 ever.
It's easy to say, you know, this is why I say all the time, nobody's perfect out here, right? And people often make errors and make mistakes. This is what we do. We're human beings. What's important is when you learn from your mistakes and you do better. But it's easy to use Richard as a reference point for everything when we're talking about cryptocurrency, because we see that what Richard's talked about has been the truth with respect to what crypto is and how it should be utilized and how people can succeed, how people can become very well off using crypto. What are the principles that come to mind? Being a founder, being an owner of an exchange, being a hodler. And of course, you can add other things, because I've even since heard founders outside of Richard even tell their people that owners or founders, people who are close to the founders, also become extremely successful in crypto, right? So when you hear, like this gentleman, he said in this video that, you know, people should shut the fuck up. Those who are just, you know, crying all the time and want to just hear about Hex and don't really want to support other people who are talking about other things or building and things of that nature. And then says that, you know, Richard said, if you want to do something, you do it, right? Right? If you want to build, if you want to do something, he doesn't work for anybody. You do it. We've heard Richard say that.
What types of things would you like to see built as the founder of PulseChain? What types of things would you like to see built on PulseChain to just make it well-rounded? Yeah.
Here's the funny thing, right? I almost don't give a shit if anyone builds on PulseChain. Because why do I need that? We got all the tickers. We got all the trading. It's the same fucking code. So do we need more? You want to trade Link? Cool. We got Link. Same code. Same ticker. You want to trade Ethereum? Cool. We got Ethereum. We got bridged in Ethereum. And we got fucking, PulseChain that you got for free. So, like, why do I care if someone launches 20 more shitcoins and tries to, like, suck all the liquidity? Like, it just... Do you see Vitalik shilling ERC20s? No, you do not. Okay? Why? Because he doesn't fucking own an ERC20, so he doesn't give a fuck whether the price goes up or not. And does Ethereum do very well? Yes, Ethereum does very well. And so it's like what I was telling you about. Like, if people go out there and scam and then take their winnings from scamming and put it in Hex, Hex goes up. But if people go out there and scam and take their winnings and put it into fucking dollars and go buy Lambos, then just all the prices go down. So, like, it matters. This whole, like, make a bunch of shit coins and then think it makes the world better, by and large, I do not believe that it does. And when you spread your price energy across 10 different tickers, guess what, motherfucker? They all can't go up. You have X now of money. Unless you do this hypothecation, reflexivity shit, which is what they've been doing. And then, like, you buy one coin and then it puts its money to another coin and it puts its money to another coin. And then when they fail, they, like, domino down, cascade fail. None of my stuff does that shit. We don't have, like, inflation bugs on the way down like Luna had. We just have standard, slow, normal inflation. So we don't get negative 10,000x shit. We get normal crypto shit. So it's like, basically the premise of your question is like, we want to launch more coins. Please sell us coins, please. And I'm like, no, don't launch any more fucking coins. Go spread the good word about the coins that we've got.
We've also heard Richard say if it was up to him, he wouldn't have any builders do anything on PulseChain. Why would he want to have competition with his coins? We've heard all these types of talks, right? And so people kind of like, I see folks use Richard's stance to convenience to sort of like support their newfound position or whatever they got going on. Like, look, see, what are you guys talking about? You RH maxis. Richard said, if you want to see something done, you do it. Richard has also said, most of the things that have been created, developed, and launched on blockchains, especially when it was on Ethereum, those projects that were being shilled and promoted onto hexagons and people who, hex token holders, turned out to be garbage and wrecked the hexagons, right? So folks, you have to have somewhat of a level balanced type of thinking here for yourself, because ultimately, none of this matters except what you decide to do, because crypto is a solo sport. Shout out to Stunner Breezy. He's the first person I've ever heard say that. And it's also a tenet that needs to be highlighted and celebrated and appreciated, and recognized. Crypto is an individual person's game. You decide what to buy, sell, trade, whatever you want to do. Right? So if you came from Hex, you've been here all this time, you've been here in the beginning, and you were rewarded for your efforts and your time in something that you believed in, and you succeeded and became, quote unquote, financially free. That is a blessing. That's a blessing. Those principles that allowed you to win because you understood, you learned, you studied what crypto was really supposed to be about and how to utilize it to be successful, those principles haven't gone anywhere. They haven't disappeared. Regardless of whatever advancement takes place, the core, the foundation is still there for you to succeed. And many people, I'd like to think, let me not speak for many people, I'm going to speak for myself. Because crypto and this whole thing is the Wild Wild West, lawless, deregulated, folks they do whatever they want, whenever they want, however they want, whoever gets hurt, there's no recourse. In order to eliminate my chances of losing, in order to eliminate all these distractions that crypto presents to the world, I'd rather stay close to the core principles that's going to allow me to succeed than do the opposite. I'd rather focus my attention, my energy, my money on the coins that are going to be operating as close to what crypto is supposed to be as possible from a founder who figured it out. I firmly believe Richard figured it out. That's why he's had a successful coin, irrespective of it being 99.5% down from its top. That's the difference that people don't want to discuss. Yes, it's been 99% down, but not from the low, from the top. There's a difference, right? I appreciate the fact that we have a consensus network where everyone who sacrificed received their airdrops, have a DEX to accompany the consensus network, which is PulseChain and PulseX, and looking forward to a potentially very prosperous future by supporting and understanding and learning about the coins that are supposed to operate the way they're designed, as close to crypto as possible, from a very successful, knowledgeable founder. A founder who's been in this market space, or whatever you want to call it, longer than most of us. A lot of us want to beat our chest and talk about how long we've been in crypto. Yeah, many of us have been in crypto for a very long time, and we've been very wrong for a very long time. And this man shed light on the do's and don'ts, what to do, how to avoid getting scammed, how to be patient, how to utilize time, how to utilize a token to work for you without anyone having to interfere and tell you what you should do with your crypto. And I find people want to talk about disingenuous. I'm not saying that's what RG said, but this is what you hear all the time about how folks are hypocrites, people are disingenuous and contradict all the time. I find it so bizarre that those who want to stay close to the core principles that have allowed people to win in crypto have become vilified, have been labeled toxic, have been told that they're doing things out of bad faith because you simply want to focus on the winner or something close to the chance that's going to help you win, because you know that the founder laid out the foundation to create what we have here and is in this for glory. Now, I don't know about many people. Again, I could only speak for myself. I appreciate technology, but I also appreciate money. I appreciate technology, but I also appreciate creating generational wealth the best way possible in a space that's supposed to be the highest appreciating asset class, cryptocurrency, something that mankind hasn't seen before. And you have thousands and up to untold thousands of different options and choices. You don't know where to start. And if you land here by way of richer, you could consider yourself fortunate. Other people want to attach their values or their styles or their skills and their ideas to what Richard has created and then veer off and create their own tokens and things of that nature. I chalk that up to the free market. Everyone and anyone, good, bad, indifferent, or ugly, can do whatever they want in this space, in crypto, period. Lawmakers are doing their best to clamp down and control and sink their fangs and claws into this to tell everyone here what we can and can't do with crypto, and they're failing at it miserably. They're just trying to invoke fear and intimidation tactics, right? That's a separate conversation for another day. So going back to this whole thing of people allowing, like Rg3 is saying that, it should welcome other ideas and other people talking about different things and, new innovation and things of that nature. We're not necessarily, I'm saying a person like myself, I'm not necessarily rejecting any ideas. I just know that historically, most projects have fallen by the wayside. Historically. I go by history and I respect history because that helps me to understand what got me to this point and can be somewhat of a barometer and help me go to where the future, wherever may lie in the future or ahead. We understand history is not an indicator of future results or whatever, but I respect it. I'm not going to do what I used to do before that caused me to lose and get wrecked repeatedly. That's part of my history. I'm going to do what's caused me to be successful and to win in such a way where I could take care of myself and my family and the people behind me, because I also represent a community of my own. And I'd like to do it with the best, the sharpest tool in the shed. And to me, the sharpest tool in the shed, or the person who's created the best opportunity for anyone who chooses to participate to win, is RH, irrespective. And let me just say this too, because I myself, I was an RH. I didn't support Hex in the beginning, and I was very vocal about it. Very vocal. I thought Richard Hart was a magician that was trolling the crypto space. And emphatically, this is what I thought. I didn't take him serious at all. I didn't like the token. I didn't like the colors of the token. I didn't like anything about Hex. And I stood in my own way. I blocked my own opportunity to receive an abundance that I could have received if I would just open my mind or just step outside of my own path and allow myself to learn, to be receptive to the information that was available. Now, again, you could say that why don't I do that personally with everyone else? I don't have the interest to do that with everybody else and give everyone else a chance. Because again, within the past several years that I've been in crypto, I've given untold amount of people chances. And I've learned from losing. It wasn't always a loss. I've won also, but I've lost more. And it's through losing I was able to win, because I learned from my mistakes. So at this point, a person like me, a participant, a token holder, an investor, retail investor, whatever you want to call it, a person like me, I'm not interested in gambling with anyone else's project if it's not something that Richard Hart created. I just don't have that type of time. A millennial can gamble, can take more risks than I can. Generation Alpha after the millennial or whatever, but that's not my reality. It's not. I'm of a certain age, and actually the same generation as you, Rg3. You think I can afford to just divide my attention in 10,000 different ways with 10,000 plus different tokens on PulseChain? You know, it's already challenging enough to focus on the 4 core coins. But what offers me peace and relief is to know those 4 core coins, meaning Hex on both chains, PulseChain, PulseX, and Inc. So we're going to talk about 5. Were created by a person who was well knowledgeable, experienced in crypto over many of his own peers who don't recognize him for their own selfish, jealous reasons, perhaps. I'm going to stick close to the winner, not anybody else at this point. Other people who come and want to also create and add and contribute to the betterment of everyone participating in these ecosystems will have to prove their salt. Their work is going to have to prove their salt over time. It's going to take time, just like it took time for Hex to prove itself, for Richard to prove himself. It's the same philosophy that applies to everybody. Equal opportunity out here for everybody in this whole thing that's deregulated and wild, wild west, as you say. So sometimes I don't understand the fervor. I don't understand the sort of the negative energy that people want to consistently throw at Richard Hart supporters.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
If Richard Hart supporters are being completely negative, I'm myself, for example, all I do is talk crap and I start trouble and I want to insult and break everything down from a completely narrow perspective, 100% just like I was 4 years ago with Hex, then I could see my role being destructive. I could see me being an antagonizer. I could understand that. But if I'm not doing that, and all I'm doing is saying, no, I'm okay. I don't need this token. I don't need this dex. I don't need this meme. I don't need that whatever and that whatever. That's fine. That should be respected. But it seems like these other people are vying so much for the support of the same community that allowed them to be successful. Now this community is fractured. This community has been divided. This community doesn't even know, doesn't even hold on to the core anymore. Why is that? Why? And that shouldn't be something that RH Maxi should be attacked for. It's one thing, again, if people are doing the attacking who are RH Maxis. But many of us aren't. I know I'm not. In a sense, unless I'm attacked or provoked in such a way where you have a builder from another a founder talking about he doesn't understand how T-shares can magically improve the price of Hex.
What kind of shit is it?
Or the same founder going on a 7-hour Twitter Spaces talking about how there was a elephant in the room that was missing, implying Richard wasn't around back in July of 2023. And how all the leaders, the founders of other projects should become leaders and lead this community because we're absent of Richard, and labeled RH Maxis as being toxic, and how those people, the leaders, should break toxic Maxis. I've not approached physically because this person, I've only communicated via Twitter, and this person denies he's even said that. When I know I heard it. And I was also listening to these same builders not give him any pushback except for one. And I'm talking about, let me just be, since RG, you've been very vocal, the builder that I'm talking about that had the 7-hour spaces is Mr. PH, Buck himself. Okay? The 7-hour spaces has been erased. So, he denies ever saying that they need to get together. The leaders need to get together and break the RH Maxis. He's denied that. But I know what I heard. And he didn't only say it once, he said it more than once. And there were other founders like Rags was on that call, like Dipcatcher was on that call. And the only person I heard give somewhat of a pushback was Dipcatcher's partner, Golkey. And Golkey said to him, listen, Buck, why do you think you get all, this feedback from the community? Why do you think this is happening, Buck? And Buck asked him to explain. And Golkey told him, listen, let's be for real. Be honest. Be honest with yourself, Buck. And Buck's retort was, whatever Golkey was referring to is being done in bad faith, just like the toxic Maxis are doing things in bad faith, which is everything furthest from the truth. And he referred to Golkey by his government name to imply that they also, they know each other. So I'm saying these things to say, all this attention that you guys as builders want from RH and from the community, if you're doing good work, let your work speak for itself. In the meantime, in between time, simultaneously, the people who want to also believe in RH coins are going to believe in RH coins and are going to understand what this is all about and keep moving forward. And it's also freedom of speech. People could say what they want and feel however they want and whatever. This is like, no one could stop anybody from doing or saying anything out here in this lawless, wild, wild west, deregulated space. So it is what it is. But there's a lot of crazy, hypocritical, disingenuous behavior and activity that has taken place in this community that has contributed to the confusion, the disillusion, right? The folks, splintering into how many different fractions, they don't even know what to believe in anymore. Until you see a tweet from RH, like we saw maybe in January, He sent out a tweet about how he's battling these lawmakers, and he has 11 attorneys. Sent that tweet, and we saw the instant effect of what took place on PulseChain. Instantly. No one else wields that same type of authority. Sorry to say, everybody wants to punch sideways. Everyone who's all you guys that believe that RH Maxis are toxic, you want to punch at us. You want to punch sideways, and you want to scream and vie for Richard Hart's attention, even try to raise interest to have a debate with Richard Hart. He's not paying attention to y'all because he has a bigger fight. He's punching up. Everyone here is punching down, punching at each other. And you're not important enough for him to really pay attention because, again, he has a bigger fight on his hands. Instead of supporting the cause of what got us to where we are today, you just want to engage in ego fighting and pride and nonsense. And that's what this has been reduced to. And that's what I get involved as far as introduce my thoughts with my streams and things that I do, sure. But I don't let this dictate what my financial plan and generational wealth building is. None of your opinions and thoughts and anything you have going on, anybody in this community, affects my decision making and what I do and my core belief in RH and the coins that he created. So it doesn't matter. None of it matters. None of your opinions, none of it matters. Y'all don't even have to care about what I have to say. So it is what it is. There's not one builder in this community that has done anything comparable to what Richard Hart has done. Again, let time unfold. It's just reality. Whether you want to accept it or not, it's just reality. Everyone has a budding chance to do good things. And if you do good things, that is great. Because I prefer you do good things than introduce opportunities to scam people and to rug people. Because people have already been rugged on the chain. People have already been victimized by folks who had nefarious intentions and rugged people on this chain. Already, in less than a year. Everyone else wants to try and do the best and do everything they want to do, but no one likes to talk about how Richard always supports Vitalik in Vitalik's stance of Vitalik doesn't talk about anything else outside of Ethereum for the most part. And when groups and collectives and developer groups and coin projects want to allocate coins towards Vitalik, what does he do? He dumps on everybody in that community. No one wants to really, really speak about those types of things. And Richard just wants to just do the right thing as close as possible to allow people to experience mad gains. And what's wrong with that? You think he wants to not talk about other coins? His experience has shown him that he shouldn't. You know? The only coin that I've heard him really speak about was Icosa and Maximus. And he even said that, it was a win if you want to believe, okay, these derivative products have been doing good things, but it's not something that he wants to consistently do because he knows oftentimes and not historically, most of these projects have sucked.
Trading platform would allow people to short hex on PulseChain, so that they could get liquidated and destroyed and have to buy higher than they thought possible. There's nothing nicer than seeing someone that talks crap, blah, 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 liquidated. Thank you. There's nothing more glorious. Because I tell you, you shouldn't trade, you shouldn't short, and maybe you shouldn't bet against hex. But if you want to do all three of those things, you want to trade and short and bet against hex, oh, please go ahead. Go do that. If you're going to ignore all my advice, please do that. So if anybody wants to allow the shorting of hex with not derivatives, you have to buy the spot when you get liquidated. You got liquidated, you got to buy back spot. That's good for price. If it's derivative, it doesn't help price. It's crap. Derivatives aren't good. Because they never need to buy the real coins. They just play the side game that just makes the exchange rich, and then the actual coin doesn't benefit as much from it, if any.
And to take it a step further, even with those projects, Icosa and you know, with the Maximus guys, both at the fall of 2022, both of them experienced issues with their contracts. So if you want to be fair, be fair. You got to call it down the middle. Yeah, call it down the middle. This is about money. It's not about anything else. This is about money, not popularity, not who likes who can get more views, and none of that nonsense. Because when we have to meet our objectives and pay our bills and live our lives accordingly, likes and views and whoever, you know, wants to pat us on the back won't pay the bills for us. It's not a popularity contest. It's a reality contest. It's about how we can get from point A to point B in the most sound, quickest, and enjoy our journey from here to there by delaying gratification and improving the quality of our lives while we reach our goals. Not just be distracted by a whole bunch of different shiny things that come and say, hey, pay attention to me, and give all your monies elsewhere, and there's no guarantee of anything. And even less that anything is really going to amount to some type of success. It's just what it is. It's reality. It's reality. If you're teaching people how to do certain things properly in crypto, kudos to you. Kudos to you. But again, I'm going to focus on what's gotten everybody, what's gotten us all here. If it wasn't for RH just having the wherewithal and the presence of mind to fork Ethereum and do et cetera, there would be no conversation here right now. It would be a different conversation we'd be having. PulseChain wouldn't be here. So I got to respect the founder, respect the history, respect the core principles that have allowed you and your peers to win, sir, Rg3. And it has nothing to do with being salty and you know, all the things that people say, oh, maybe because you're not free, like you said yet, and all that. It has nothing to do with that. If you exemplify being a leader, being a representative, you say you repping this coin today, or on you know, the color, the coin you repping, blah blah blah. You want to be a representative, as you say you've been an OG, towing the line, taking all the hits. You manning your ship. You want to do this. Understand, while you're doing this, people are watching you. Understand, while you're doing this, people will be confused when you veer off and you do other things, because things don't seem to make sense anymore, because it seems like now, since you're well off, you're not thinking about, you know, really, it's not a stressor for you anymore. Money's not an issue. It's not your reality as far as the struggle. That's not there for you anymore. And congratulations. Because many people want to aspire to reach that level where they become financially independent, right? It seems like your outlook now, in addition to onboarding people and bringing eyes to PulseChain, your outlook is on technology. As much as you say you can't build, but you're enamored and attracted to all this technology. Well, again, I can't cash a check and write technology on it. I can't do that personally. I have to use a certain type of technology and believe in the technology and allow the time to pay me over the technology. And it's not a whatever support of anything else. I'm going to sit patiently while the impatient transfer their wealth over to those who are patient. That's all I'm going to do. Y'all want to carry on and do whatever? You do that. You do that. But expect opposition where you have individuals like myself going to call things out, because I was tagged into this message. Because I also, like I said, represent a community of people who ask me questions. I've onboarded people, they've asked me questions too, and they peruse through the internet and they see all this madness that's going on. And I tell them, listen, dismiss the distractions, dismiss the noise, focus on what you've done here. Focus on these coins, focus on how you're using these coins, and allow time to reward you. Okay? Just that. It dismissed the opinions and the noise of the people. Because I tell you what, no one, again, like I said, when Richard Hart tweets, everyone listens. Or those who are attuned. Okay? When he speaks, you think people are not going to listen? The man left and it seems like the cat's away and the mice will play in a very reckless ways. But when you're well off, when you're financially free, you could do things that most people can't do. And you can't forget where you come from, right? Folks like to forget where they come from. People don't understand as quick as you go up, the same people you saw climbing up to your, ladder of success are the same people you're going to see come crashing down if you're not careful. Richard Hart talked about humility after the whole outrageous rage marketing campaign, but people lost sight. He talked about humility, being grateful for what you have. Because you don't know the value of what you have until you lose it sometimes. So it's convenient for folks who are quote unquote rich to throw darts and daggers and arrows or poke people in the eye, like you say, to those who are aspiring to alleviate themselves out of financial oppression and tyranny. People who want to alleviate themselves from having debt, from also becoming financially free and being responsible human beings to offer goodwill to others. So what are we talking about? What are you talking about? I guess this is just for your show and, it's a topic you're responding, but this is my retort to you and everyone else who thinks like you. So again, all I say is, it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm going to continue. Just like everyone else has a choice to continue to do whatever they think that's right for them. I'm going to continue to do what I think is right for me and speak about it. And it's going to be what it's going to be. And with that, that's it, folks. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.
At what point are people going to realize that I have the answers to their problems? I do. And I tell them to you for free, and you need only let the information into your brain. Hex solves all these problems. Please. But if you're not going to use Hex, then at least deploy some of the intelligent designs that we champion.